Holy mackerel, that was quick. That was really quick. This i5 for this HP computer is just blasting. It's blasting. Where are you? That's impressive. That was really fast. That was really fast. Jiminy crickets. Keep changing the camera angle a little bit. Oh, that's impressive. That's super good clarity, from what I can see anyway. Well, I don't see any comments. I don't see any comments yet, but the picture on the screen is just fantastic. Really good clarity. Angle this down a little bit. That's too far, I think. This is really precarious the way I have this position. That's too low now. Yeah, it's too low. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Oh, it sounds good? Looks good. Okay, cool. 60 shell. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Trying to get it to focus a little bit better. It looks like it's blurry a little bit. Is it a little bit blurry? It is a little bit blurry. I wonder how I can fix that. Yeah, Brett says it is. Hey, Paula. It wasn't blurry before. I wonder what's going on. I wonder if it's my the speed of my streaming or something. Try changing the camera angle distance. See, you can look at yourself right there. Oh, that's messed up. Wow. There, now it's coming into focus. It might be it's the lights are throwing it off or something. That looks clear, doesn't it? I'm just going to set it on top of the laptop. Yeah, that's too low. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot clearer. It looks better now. Yeah, I agree, Brett. Maybe it was the distance, or I need to shut that light off that was messing with it. Well, at any rate, I'm just kind of testing this out to see how clear it is. And this featherweight that I'm working on is for a customer out of California. His name is Brian. I won't give a last name because, yeah. And this is a Centennial featherweight. I've taken the motor out and everything already. Let's see here. This particular one is a Centennial model, and it's going to be going to the. I'm getting all the hardware. Someone's just hammering me with text. I wonder what's going on. What's going on? Oh, I see. I've got a customer out of Florida that has a vintage Elgin, and he's looking for information on it. You guys want to see some of the pictures that he just sent? I just won't show you his number. It's, yeah, you can't see his whole number. That's good. It's area code 772. Oh, this thing is rusty. Oh my gosh. There's one of the pictures that he just sent. Oops. Interrupting your own video. I was in the middle of your Singer 101 video. Sorry about that, Stephen. Let me see what other pictures he sent. I don't know what that is. Attachments. I'll have to send him a note back. For the folks from Florida, yeah, these aren't helpful at all in identifying the model. Only the first one that he sent. Yeah, that's the only one that's really, the other ones he sent are not really that helpful. What did Paula put? LOL. Oh my gosh, here goes my phone again. Yeah, the original Elgin company only produced models for about 3 years, and then three other companies picked up the Elgin branding. One was based in Sweden. The other ones were U.S. based, the Free Sewing Machine Company and National Sewing Machine Company. Access help, updates, fewer steps. I still haven't. I was telling. There you are. I was telling Emma earlier today that I've never used Windows 10 before, so I'm trying to get used to Windows 10. It's got some of the same things that I was using with Windows 8, but it's a little bit different. It's just a little bit different. So, and I'm guessing everybody else is probably already using Windows 10, or maybe even Windows. What's the latest thing? Windows 11 is already coming out, right? I think so. Anyway, I'll ignore my phone for a second and show you this machine. And I'm going to be posting pictures of this later this evening. But it's got some of the same. It's got some of the same crackling issues with the paint that that 66 model I just finished for Barb Regan had as well. So that's why overall the decaling on this Featherweight is not bad. Hold it right about there. The decal work is in really quite good shape, but this is a special Christmas gift that Brian's going to give to his wife, and she likes things to be perfect. Reminds me a little bit of Paula. What's this? Lots of laughs. Was to Brett's remark of your live stream interrupting. Yeah, exactly. But all in all, it's a very this has been in my my collection for a while, and we started talking about this almost a year ago, and then finalized things. So I'm going to have to take this all the way, rough up this surface. It's kind of a shame because the decals have a little bit of wear right here, but all in all, the decals and the condition of the paint and everything is otherwise salvageable. But it's going to get brand new paint, brand new decals. It's going to be museum quality when I get done with it. You can kind of see the back of it here as well. I don't know if you're able to see the crackling on the, I think you can see the crackling on the paint. Paula says, I love pretty machines. Yes. You know what? And there's no harm in that. There's no harm in that. But this will be a fun project. And I am going to go traditional black. I don't know if you guys remember, I talked about this machine probably almost a year ago. It's been sitting on the shelf. And we had a little sidebar discussion about should we go traditional black or should we go with some outrageous color, kind of like my friend WK paints featherweights all kinds of crazy colors down in Oklahoma. And there was kind of a mixed camp. Some people said, you know, go with some outrageous color. And a couple of you, I think it was Emma in particular, said, no way. It's a Centennial model. You got to go black. So, but at any rate, this is going to be for Brian's wife, and it's going to be black. So, but I've got other Centennial Singer models. One is, what is it? 1591. I've got a 201-2 that's a Centennial as well, I think, that I have in my collection, and maybe I'll do something crazy with those. But it needs a lot of cleanup and prep before it can go to the paint shop. So all of this veneering and limited areas, it's got a little bit of buildup and stuff. I've got to knock all that down and get it ready for the paint shop. And I'll probably be taking this to the paint shop on Monday, which is about 60 miles away from the workshop. So eventually maybe I'll get something closer, but I've been working out of this space for a long time. And once you get used to a space, it's just familiar. You know what I mean? So, but it sounds like the overall feedback is just be sure to let us know the results. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to try moving the camera back up to a different level again. See if we lose the focus. Maybe the camera can't focus from that far away. It's almost too far, isn't it? Kind of too far to see the detail. I'll have to come up with another place to put the camera so that it's Did that stay in focus or did it go out of focus again? Yeah, I've got a tripod. I don't know if I can mount. I'm not sure if I can mount this one on a tripod or not. But because I was struggling with, does that look pretty good now? I wonder why it was out of focus before. That's so weird, isn't it? That's so weird. Huh. So Steve is, I wonder if Steve is back to his 101 video because I haven't seen him pop up in a while. Is anyone else battling? Oh, Steve's there. Is anyone else battling fruit flies this time of the year, or is it just in Wisconsin? I even have these little fruit fly traps. Have you guys ever seen these before? I picked this up. I think I picked it up at Walmart. And what it is, it's this little red tumbler type thing. Hopefully there's nothing in there right now. But you put a special liquid in here that attracts them. And then they work their way through this small little hole. And then they must land on the sticky stuff in the bottom. And then that's the end of them. So, but I am just battling the last couple of weeks. I've just been battling fruit flies down in the workshop. It just drives me nuts. And they don't just mind their own business. They kind of go after you as you're trying to do things. They go for your eyes, they go for your ears and everything else. Where are your flies? Are they black with little round wings? I can't really show them to you in here because it's in this goopy mess, but they land in the bottom of there. Now, can you see in there at all? Probably not. Yeah, I don't know what kind of wings they have, Paula. You could try plucking one of them out. They're not very big. See if I can grab one out of there. Yeah, this isn't gonna, it's probably not gonna help you at all, but that's what mine look like anyway. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. It's right there. That light might be bleaching it out a little bit. But they are just, I think it's still stuck there. And when they're flying, they look like they're as big as birds. Just crazy. But yeah, they're driving me bonkers down here. It's helped since I've gotten these traps. Maybe on a white background it'll stand out a little bit better. Can't tell if you can see that or not. Shut that light off. I don't think that's helping. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I should look at the comments. Oh, there's Emma. Hey, Emma. I'm trying out your camera with this new laptop. That would be fun. Message retracted. Do you have a bathroom or a drain? I do have a drain in the basement for the sump pump, but I usually will spray that. I think, Steve, you meant to say you would really enjoy that with Andy Tube. I do take the Featherweight apart. I'm trying to read all the comments here. Yeah, it does look good, Emma. I do take the Featherweight completely apart to answer your question, Brett, in preparation for going to the paint shop. And then obviously any of the orifices in of the machine have to be sealed off. I mask everything off before I do any of the paint work on the machine. But I don't think they're sewer flies, Paula. I don't think they are. I think that they're just good old fashioned fruit flies. But when they're flying around, holy mackerel, they look like they're as big as birds almost. So run water down. Yeah, the sewer that I have, or I should say the drain that I have runs directly into the well that's closed for the sump pump. You enjoy autocorrect. Got me. Yeah, and real quick, away from fruit flies for a second to Steve's thing about Andy Tube. Steven, I don't know if you know, but Andy for over a year now has been battling some fairly significant health issues. And I haven't been watching his channel, but he had contacted me by email probably almost a year ago, and asked if it would be okay if he would refer people that were inquiring about machine repairs and issues like that, if he would be able to refer them to me. And I said that would be perfect. That would be fine. So I don't know if anyone heard any other updates on Andy Tube as far as his health and his well-being. Just kind of looking at the chat here. I remember, I think it was Emma or Maddie told me that someone else was posting things on his channel, posting videos or something like that, and it wasn't Andy. So I don't know. The only way I have to contact him is by email. So I could try searching out his email and send him an email to see if I can get an update on his status. But I don't know if he would be. So Emma typed, I don't think his channel is. I think what Emma is saying here is that she doesn't think the channel is running with current updates. In other words, he's not doing um, any posts. He's just doing reruns. Is that what you mean, Emma? I think Emma's saying that the channel is just kind of on pause right now. Just reruns. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what his I don't know what Andy's status is at this point, to be honest with you. I got that one email. I told him I'd be happy to cover that base for him. And he sent back a quick email of thank you very much or something like that. And that he had made the referral because he he admires what I do in vintage and stuff. So, but I could try to satisfy our curiosity and Steven's request for possibly doing an interview like I did with Alex. I could try sending him an email. That's been a while ago, so I'll have to search and see, maybe under sent folders or something like that. I can find that email again. So, but the other machine I'm trying to get ready right now is almost a mirror image. Matter of fact, I can show it to you. This other machine is going to be heading to Dallas, Texas, and it's a 130-6 with the embroidery kit. I prepared the identical machine. I was looking up the customer's name because I haven't looked at this in a while. You guys remember Alberto? He's a retired school teacher, and he also retired from the government as well. I don't know if he was what he was doing within government, but he's from Dallas, Texas, and he got the machine. I'm going to move the camera so things are going to get weird for a second. He got the machine that I prepped for him. Can you guys see that? He got the machine I prepped for him, and his sister saw it. I don't know if I can lift this. Here, I'll do it like this. But his sister saw the other 130-6 that I prepped for him and saw the video of it and said to her brother Alberto, can you reach out to Scott and see if he has another one and can prep it for me? So this is the one that eventually I've taken it through all the steps of finalization, and I've done some initial stitch offs. I don't know if you can see those or not. Yeah, you can kind of see them. But this is the one that has the embroidery kit on the back of it, so it has a number of decorative outputs that it can generate. So this will be popping up on the radar pretty quick. I'll be doing a premiere on this, showcasing it for Alberto, and then mailing it to him to give to his sister. So hopefully I'm not letting a surprise out of the bag. I hope not. But this is this cord. Let me see if I can get this cord to reach a little bit further. Yeah, this is and I'm not looking at the screen. Yeah, there you can see the stitching a little bit more clearly, I think. Yeah, it's pretty clear now. So anyway, keep watch for that. That'll pop up. That'll pop up soon enough. As far as a premiere, and I'll have to check my notes. I don't remember what Alberto's sister's name is. Do I have that lined up pretty good? I think. Yeah, I think so. You guys should see what I'm holding the camera with. I'll show you real quick for kicks and giggles. I'm holding the camera with these steins up here, this train stein, basically setting the camera underneath the edge of it, and it's holding the camera in place. So where is that lined up? Okay, I think that's lined up pretty good. I wasn't looking at the questions or anything. Yeah, I agree, Paula. And that's the crazy thing about our group is our group just does random acts of kindness all the time. And so I got this box from Emma, and it had the camera in it and some other goodies as well along with it. That you ladies have great insight. You have that intuition, and I'll mention something, or I might not even mention it. You'll just pick up on something, a need, and then you just boom, just jump on it. So I appreciate it a lot. Trying to read. Oh, okay. Well, Steve is saying that Andy might have done a video like 60 days ago. So I don't know. Maybe he's, he's obviously feeling well enough to do that. Steve, did you get any impression when you looked at this video from like 2 months ago? Did he seem like he was well? Did he seem like his energy level was coming back? One of the folks on the channel, I don't recall who it was, but they said that Andy in one of the videos may have been his hand may have been shaking a little bit as he was working, and I didn't know what that would be. My father had some of that, and it was Parkinson's, but I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to speculate what's going on with Andy. I just know what he told me, about a year ago, that he was having some health challenges and asked me if I would fill in for him as far as he was going to be referring people to the workshop, which has happened on a number of occasions. So. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that feedback, Paula. I'm using the camera that Emma gave me, and then just today I picked up. I can show you. I've always been a Toshiba. I've always been a Toshiba person, but I picked up this laptop today, which has you can read it. It has an i5 processor in it. So compared to my Toshiba, this thing is like the space shuttle compared to a prop plane. So, but it seems to be able to handle the camera that Emma sent me, which is HD, and I think it does 1080 or something like that. So yeah, but it's it's a major step up, that's for sure. It's a major step up. I'm like anyone else with technology. Once you get something, even if it's not working perfectly, you kind of stick with it because it's familiar. And that'll be part of my learning curve with this Windows 10 as well. You know, I was a Windows XP guy for a long time, and then I finally was forced to do Windows 7, and then I graduated to Windows 8, and now I'm being teleported to Windows 10, which I know little or nothing about. So I'm going to go through the tutorial and see if I can figure things out. And then as soon as I learn that, then they're going to force me to go to Windows 11 or whatever the next version is. So we'll see. Oh, hey, Susie. Susie, did you? Yeah, I think you're right. Brett said the extra processing power. And my old Toshiba has a processor that is a fraction the speed of this new one, so I think that's helping for sure. So I'm just glad to know that with the limited number of choices in this area for internet, um, that my internet is going to be sufficient with this computer to do the live streaming, so we can do stuff like this. And all we're doing tonight is just kind of testing the water and kind of hanging out and chatting. But eventually, I'd like to do some of this live streaming, actually showing you maintenance on the machines and maybe some repairs and stuff like that I know a lot of you are wanting to see. So, hey, Susie, a question for you. Um, did you get your package that I sent to you in Minnesota? If some of you don't know, Susie was one of the golden ticket finders for the Wonka campaign that we just finished up for the Humane Society here in Oconto County in Oconto. Okay, you got it. Good. Now you've got to eventually send some pictures of one of the surprises that I put inside of your box. And I'm not going to tell anybody what it is, but I had extra room in Susie's box. So I hold on a second. So all the golden ticket finders got a treasure trove of German chocolate, all of this stuff, right? And then they got one of these as well, if they were a golden ticket finder. But there was still extra room in Susie's box, so I put a couple of extra surprises in there. Oh my gosh, you've already eaten a bunch of the chocolate, huh, Susie? What do you think of the German chocolate that I just showed? What did you have a favorite out of any of it? Because what I'll probably do is for impromptu contests and stuff. And I had done this recently. Paula had answered a question and was entitled to get one of these, but she basically took a pass on it. I was kind of blown away. She was probably concerned about it melting, but I've been adding the perishable stickers to the boxes since the post office made me savvy on that. And what that means is, as they're delivering mail and stuff, they don't leave perishable boxes and stuff in their trucks down in Florida or any other hotspot. They take them out, they put them inside of their building or whatever they do with them to try to keep them from melting. So, what was Susie? What was the condition of the chocolate and stuff when you got it in Minnesota? Okay, you like the stuff with caramel. I wonder which one that is. I bet you it's this one. Was it the dark sea salt caramel? This one? Trying to adjust so you can see it in the screen. Yeah, you can see that. Nothing melted at all. That's great news. Yeah. So what I'll probably do for like impromptu contests and stuff is I'm seeing if any of the other ones were caramel too. Cocoa. This is my personal favorite. I don't know if there's any other folks that like mint, but once you've tried this German version of this mint, any other mint is going to fall short. It just is. Um, I remember living in Europe. I was living in Hanau, Germany, as you guys know, for about 3 years, and I remember finally making that trip to Switzerland, and just thinking there's nothing at all that's going to compare with Swiss chocolate. And I even bopped over into Austria a little bit and tried some of their chocolate too. But the German chocolate is just magical. It just is. So, oh, Susie's eating the mint right now. Way cool. So it was 94 down by Emma today. That's right. I remember it's been some time ago, but I sent some chocolate with some stuff to Emma down in Naples, Florida. And she likes the mint. You like the spicy stuff, really? Well, and the chocolate that you got, Susie, with the Wonka bar. The Wonka bar is Alpine chocolate. That's also from Germany as well. It's just not in one of these types of packages that have, and each one of these has five chocolate bars in it. So you're able to share if you want to share. But I'll start using some of these as giveaways as well, so that as we move into, we're kind of in fall now, but as we move further into fall and into winter, then even the folks that live in Florida and Arizona, New Mexico, some of the other hot spots are going to be able to, if they win a contest, they're going to be able to get the chocolate, and it's not going to be a melted mess. I know the one that Paula got for the Wonka bar was just melted as could be, but she ended up getting pretzels and kind of dipping it in the chocolate, which was perfect. So I don't remember where Brett is. Brett, where are you located? What state are you in? Are you in a hotter climate as well? By the way, I didn't tell you guys. You guys remember Doc Roger? Doc Roger, the retired MD that lives out in New Mexico. And when I did the closeout thing at the Oliver Mansion down in South Bend, Indiana, I presented that cool postcard that had the 1 cent stamp on it. Doc Roger had sent that to me as a gift, and then I re-gifted it back to the museum in his honor and in memory of Roz's dad. Oh gosh, it's been a while. Give me a second. I'll think of it. I know Roz's grandfather or Roz's dad's last name was Ruse. What was his first name? Does anybody remember Roz's dad's first name? Yeah. Gosh, I'm just totally blanking on Roz's dad's first name. We've got it on video, so I know we could just go to that video and of the ceremony at the Oliver Mansion. But I just can't think of what his name is right now. But back to this live streaming. Let me know, and you don't have to do it here because I probably won't remember it if you post it here. You can post it here, but also send me a message if you've got my cell number. I think everybody in the world has my cell number because I'll in the middle of the night I'll get text messages from people from all over the place. I think I've gotten them from Australia, from South Africa, and the South African ones are legitimate inquiries about vintage sewing machine questions. It's not telling me that I have an uncle that died, and if I give them all my credit card information and my bank account information, they're going to send me a bunch of money. These are legitimate inquiries. So, but if you don't have my cell number, let me type it in the chat real quick. Although I think pretty much everybody does. Let me see if I can type it in the chat. So that's my cell number, and you can text, you can send pictures there, whatever. But if you want to text me what you would like to see, if possible, and be as specific as you can be on these live streams. I mean, we can even just get together and you can toss out questions. You can we can have kind of a community of minds coming together through live streams where you can throw out questions. You can ask me if I can keep an eye out for a certain machine that we can present on the channel, or we can make them also tutorials. As I'm doing work on featherweights like this, we can, you can ask me to zero in, hey, show me how to take apart the motor or something like that. And we can get into some of that stuff as well during the live streams. The only limit I have is when I'm shooting it with my high definition camera that I usually use. And that camera has Wi-Fi, but I still haven't figured out how to connect it so I could use it maybe in a live stream. Eventually, maybe I will. Maybe it doesn't have that ability to do that. But let me know what you'd kind of like to see on these live streams, because I think it's a great way for us to come together. The live chat is great on the premieres, but this is just a different level of real-time communication. And now with Emma's help and getting a great high def webcam and this new laptop that I'm using, it's actually practical. We can always look back at the earlier ones where I was trying to use my old laptop with the built-in camera, which when I told the guys that at the place I picked this laptop up, when I picked up this laptop today, I told them I was trying to use my old Toshiba built-in camera, and they just started laughing. They said that had to be pretty gnarly. I said it was horrible. It was horrible quality. Oh, okay. So we have a friend joining us from Ontario, Canada. Any good way to get mold out of featherweight cases? Emma and Paula are very knowledgeable resources as well, but when it comes to mitigating mold on anything, one of the things that I've used in the past, and it's readily available, is it's a mixture. It's about 80-20. It's an 80-20 mix of vinegar and rubbing alcohol. Vinegar and rubbing alcohol. 80% of the vinegar, and then about 20% or less of the rubbing alcohol seems to really knock out mold or mildew on anything. If you're using it on something that's colored, in other words, if it's the inner lining of the featherweight case, if I understood your thing correctly, yeah, featherweight case, the inside, maybe even step it down to like 90-10, 90% vinegar, 10% rubbing alcohol, because rubbing alcohol can have a tendency to pull color out, and you don't want to fade the inner lining of your featherweight case. But if anyone else, Paula, Emma, or any of the other folks have other personal recipes or ideas on addressing that issue as well, that would be fabulous. So mainly the smell is what you're concerned about then. You've already gotten rid of the mold and you're concerned about the odor. Let me show you something that I've used in some of the cases, but again, some of the other folks in the live chat might have some great ideas. So the smell, mainly the odor. This is something that I've used, and I actually used this recently inside of a featherweight case. Trying to remember which customer it was. I don't know if you can see that or not. But this stuff, it's not perfumey. It doesn't have a real strong odor to it once it's wicked away and dried. But it does a brilliant job of neutralizing not just the odor from like mold or mildew, the residual odor of it, but also in eliminating other odors inside of there. I had one customer from California that had a machine that they got that was from a smoker's home. And any of you that have dealt with that issue with, that residual odor of the nicotine, the smell of cigarette smells, this did a really good job in eliminating that odor as well. So I don't know if this is available in Canada. Canada, that's the only thing. I don't know if this is in Canada. Let's see. Smell lingers. I'll try the vinegar and alcohol. I've rubbed it with real lavender plant, and that really helped as well. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, you're right, Emma. This, in our COVID culture right now, this also has. I use a shampoo and a body wash sometimes that has eucalyptus in it. This also has eucalyptus, but it's also, yeah, 99 point. You always wonder about, am I the only one that wonders about that? All of these products that you see out there, they always say the 99.99% killing germs. What about that other percentage? Do we need to combine this with something else in order to get all, 100%? I guess that's their disclaimer, isn't it? That's kind of their disclaimer. But anyway, this stuff has worked well for just a variety of different things. And you guys remember that machine that we had in the workshop recently? Wasn't that that was a free Westinghouse, right? The free Westinghouse that arrived from, the customer was originally from Connecticut, and now they're living in New York. I ended up shipping that machine back to New York, that free Westinghouse that had the hairline crack in the base, and I had to change out the base and all that stuff. But remember the original base that came with it and everything was just covered in black mold. It was just horrendous. I didn't try this. I just put on a mask and I actually replaced that base instead of trying to salvage it, because the wood was just, when that mold gets embedded into something, it just kind of eats away at the wood and it just softens it. It's almost like a sponge at that point. So yeah, like page 34. Exactly. So Paula is running into a wall, you guys. She said she tried 3 or 4 odor eliminating products, vinegar, sunlight, nothing worked for her. Nothing worked for her. But Paula lives in Florida. And I know that a lot of Floridians, I think Emma has told me this, Maddie's told me this. I think Paula also told me that because of their high humidity down there, they're battling mold and mildew all the time in Florida. So, but hopefully, if anyone else has any secrets in what you've used, either to mitigate the odor that our friend from Ontario is trying to eliminate from her featherweight case, or if you have other ideas. But I think, I think this stuff, did a heck of a job. This Odo band, or whatever the heck this stuff is called, with original eucalyptus. It did a really good job on that featherweight case. Two different featherweight cases, actually. The one had kind of that old trunk smell in it that the customer tried to get rid of several times. And when they brought the machine in, they brought the case, and I treated that case with this stuff as well. And it seemed to do a good job. Even a week or so after she got it home, she said it was light years better than it had been. So maybe this is, I don't know, maybe this is our secret bullet for odors and other things. But yeah, give it a try, Paula. See if it works. See if it helps you. I think the machine. I've had mixed results with Febreze. Even a lot of you guys know I love to get out and do walking, right? And I've shown you some of the paths that I take on walking. Well, inevitably, when you do a lot of walking, and in the summertime, I don't like to wear, and this is probably a bad thing, especially for my nurses are going to tell me that's not a good thing. Or Emma is a pharmacist. She's going to tell me that's not healthy for you to do that. But I wear my shoes without socks. And I've tried spritzing them with the Febreze, and they smell great for a little bit, but then it's gone. So now I moved to using, and this is another possible solution as well for our friend from Ontario, is baking soda also does wonders as well. Baking soda also does a really good job. If you put a little dish of it inside of that featherweight case and close the case, along with the other treatments that I've talked about, that will also help as well. I think I'm getting some text messages on ideas. Oh, Susie just sent some pictures too. Thank you, Susie. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. I put that in as one of the surprises. Let me show you what I put in with Susie's German chocolate and her gifts for being a golden ticket. Isn't this cool? Can you see that in the shot? I know my screen's going to go dark, so I'm getting ready to tap it. But it's basically a pin cushion. And that's one of the surprises that I put in there with Susie's goodies that went to Minnesota. I don't know if she sent a picture of the other surprise as well. Yep, she did. This is the other surprise. And this is why I went with a flat rate box. You'll see what I mean right away when I show you. Do you guys recognize what that is? Oh, geez, what did I just killed my phone. What did I just do? There it is. Can you guys see what that is? There's a clear picture of it. But I like doing that. It's just fun. I love surprising people. So, and I didn't do a good job of keeping the surprise with Roz. Roz just got her, remember that Japanese clone, the real pretty one, the kind of the robin blue color. She just got it yesterday, and she unboxed it last night, which I think she popped a couple of Red Bulls to be able to get through it. You guys know how I pack. And she's sitting down to it today, and she sent me a couple of pictures. I'll see if I can share those on Facebook or something. But she is just tickled pink having that machine back finally. So a sad iron. Yeah. It's both of you are right. All of you are right. Emma, Susie, and then I hope I say your name correctly. Is it Mamie? Is it Mamie? Am I saying that right? Simple stuff. Just tossed in a handful of charcoal biscuits. Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. Charcoal is also, yeah, just like baking soda, is a great way to absorb odors. Charcoal is fabulous. That's a great suggestion, Sharon. Really good idea. But again, the challenge with the featherweight cases, and most of you are familiar with the featherweight cases, is that they got that super thin layer. It's almost like a satin type layer on the inside that is, I mean, it's got a layer behind it as well, and so something that is something that has a liquid base to it, maybe like that vinegar and rubbing alcohol I suggested, will be able to permeate that a little bit better. But I think charcoal, throw some charcoal in as well. Why not? And I mean, especially if you have a super stubborn odor, it's a brilliant way to try to mitigate that odor. And you know what I'm wondering? Sunlight is, and I'm not a science guy. I know we've got some science people in this forum right now. But part of the benefit of sunlight, putting it out in the fresh air, and that is also the UV, right? I wonder if the little UV things, these, I wonder if these would help in any way. Wait, am I facing it the right way? I wonder if these would help. They kill germs and they deodorize, but I wonder if they would, with this UV type of light, if this would help with odors as well. Some of you in this live chat, Paula, Emma, I sent one to Roz, I think. I sent one to Susie. So a number of the people in this live chat right now have gotten these from me. These are my last two. Would anyone be interested in trying to win these right now? And you don't have to do anything other than, if the first two people to text me right now that haven't already gotten one of these, if you text me, I'll send these to you. Now, no, you know what? The heck with it. I was going to say I'll do it for folks that are in the US, but I'll also do it for folks that are outside of the US as well. So anywhere in the world watching right now, if you're the first two individuals to text me, and if one of the moderators, either Paula or Emma, would be kind enough to retype my phone number in again, the 920-454-0393. The first two people to text me, I'll send these to you. And these are my last two. I'll probably be able to get more, but these are the only two I have left right now. But I'm wondering if this UV light would also help with eliminating or neutralizing certain odors. I don't know. It may not do a thing, but it'd be something to experiment with, right? Yeah. So oh yeah, you bet. Yeah, and Sharon had remarked about vinegar being a great way for removing odor. Absolutely true. And by the way, I have some friends that do commercial painting, and when they paint offices, one of the things that they do is they will stage. Let's say they do the painting on a Friday, and the offices are going to be closed until Monday. What they'll do is they'll take little saucers of vinegar and stage them all over the office that's been painted. And they said, with few exceptions, by the time Monday rolls around, that vinegar has absorbed all of the wet paint smell that, you walk into a place and you go, oh, they must have just painted it. professional painters, that's one of their secrets, is to put little, little doodads of vinegar all over the office space that they painted, and it apparently does a brilliant job of eliminating that fresh paint, wet paint smell that comes in. So thank you again for those. Thank you again for those pictures, Susie. That's really cool. Very, very cool. Okay, I'm let's see. Whoever just yeah, apple cider is another good one, isn't it? That's a great idea. So whoever just, I'm not going to give the number, but whoever just sent me a text from area code 870, if you would be so kind as to also text your name and your mailing address. And I think at this point I've only gotten one. Oh, cool. So the person from 870 area code, just text me your name and your address, and I'll send that off to you. I'd be glad to do that. And this individual just also sent a text saying that they won't post it, but it's also fabulous for removing dog urine also, which is brilliant. Vinegar for removing dog urine. And which one of you told me that the light I sent you can also will also reveal pet urine as well on carpets and stuff? One of you sent that to me, that you would, I don't know if your dog made potty or you just knew it, but you said that when you use the UV light, this thing here, it also would show up as kind it would show up on the carpet where the dog or the cat had made potty. So, and I remember back in senior, some of you know I worked in senior living as an executive director, as an administrator, and we didn't use our carpet people that came in to treat our carpets, especially in our unit that had residents that had dementia and Alzheimer's. They would use some sort of I think it was a black light. I don't know that it was a UV light, but they would use a black light to find where, and any of you that have a healthcare background, it sounds like I'm making it up, but I'm not. But when some of our residents would develop more advanced Alzheimer's and dementia, they would secretly find a spot in the room where they felt comfortable going potty, going to the bathroom instead of using the toilet. And our carpet people would use a black light as well to find where they had gone potty, because you could smell it, but you couldn't find it. And then they would shut all the lights off. They would lower the blinds, and then they would walk in with their black lights as well. And they could find, I think it showed up as a green color, greenish yellow. And then they could really hammer that area and treat it, to get rid of the odor, so it wasn't permeating the whole space. So okay, so Paula is the one. Paula and Susie are saying that they've used it to find if they've got critters, a cat, a dog, whatever. They've used it to find the urine where the cat or the. Oh, really? That is so cool. You guys read what Susie wrote? She bought a product and they actually included a black light with it, so that the customer could scan the carpets or whatever and find out where those sneaky little buggers. Cats and dogs can be super sneaky when it comes to where they go potty in your house. But back to our friend from Ontario that is trying to get this Featherweight case to not have that odor in it any longer. If anyone has any other suggestions, we've had some great ideas, great suggestions with the vinegar and the charcoal briquettes, and the solution I've used where you use a combination of vinegar and rubbing alcohol. Again, inside of a featherweight case, I would probably do like a 90-10 mix, 90% vinegar, 10% rubbing alcohol. But hopefully one of these solutions, or test so. What are you saying, Stephen? See, looks like CSI crime scene. I love it. I'd rather not know. Paula was joking about, when you rent a hotel room somewhere, if you're traveling, if you're on holiday, if you're on vacation, she was talking about walking into the hotel room and using that UV light like this, to check the bed sheets and other things like that. Just make sure they did a good job of prepping that room before before she and her family use it. You know what I mean? When I stayed in South Bend, Indiana, I had kind of on my first trip, they did a brilliant job of really doing a really good job of cleaning the room. I don't know if Julie, if you're on this live stream, I did get the package you sent from Rhinelander. Julie had brought her featherweight as well to the workshop with her daughter. And she got here and all of a sudden realized that she had forgotten the foot controller back home in Rhinelander. And if you're watching this live stream, I did get that package with the foot controller. I haven't opened it yet, but I did get it. So otherwise, I'll answer your text after the live stream. So I do have, just making sure. So one of these is gone. One of these is going to go to, oh, I just hit the wrong one. So one of these is going to be heading to Sharon in Arizona. Okay. Sharon is one of the people that responded to this. So I'm going to mail one of these to Sharon in Arizona. I still have one left. If there's anybody watching the live stream right now that would love to get their mitts on one of these UV lights, and I even include the batteries with it. It runs off of AAA batteries. So I'll send the UV light with the AAA batteries. So, and look at the instructions. It's a little bit tricky. I don't know if any of the other folks that got these, the way when you look inside of the little well where the batteries go for this thing, you assume that, some are going to go up, some are going to go down, but it doesn't really, it's not as easy as some of them where when you see the springs in the bottom, that's the negative side that goes down. So just make sure you read the instructions when you get this UV light so that you're not saying, well, it's broken, it's not working. It's kind of tricky, but the instructions show you right away how to install the batteries. So I've got one more of these. If anyone watching the live stream right now, anywhere in the world wants to get one of these, send me a text. Paula posted it, but again, it's 920-454-0393. And I've got one left. And like it shows in the shot, if you're working in an office setting, it's great for killing the viruses and everything that are on your keyboards, especially if you share a terminal with someone else, or someone else is naughty and they come over and they use your laptop or your desktop. This will work to deodorize that. It only takes about 10 seconds and it kills 99.9% of germs. So, but it's a neat little gadget. But I'm going to be ending the live stream pretty much any second now. But I just kind of wanted to show you what I was working on the one workbench. I've got the FOF 130-6 that's going to be going to Texas. And then on this workbench, I have this Centennial Featherweight that's going to be going to California once it gets through all of my checks as far as the electrical, the mechanical, and then eventually makes its way through my paint shop as well. So, but those are the two current projects. And then also in the wings as well, I've got Paula's 201-2. And I also have I actually have several that are in the works right now. I wish you could see the line of machines running down the floor right here. I've got a Model 27. I've got a Husqvarna, a couple of Husqvarna. There goes one of those fruit flies right there. I've got a Canadian. Actually, since our friend, I don't know if our friend from, I think our friend from Ontario is still watching. Let me see if I can grab it off the floor real quick and show you. This is 1, 2, after Paula's 201-2, 1, 2, 3. This is like number 7 in the lineup. Let me pull that off. Oops, I got the customer's information. Give me a second. So this machine, and I'll give you a closer look at it. This is in for complete service, timing, and also rewiring as well. And this machine belongs to Kathy Maddox. But I'm showing this to you because this is obviously a class 1591, but it was manufactured and made, as you can see on the top, I think, in Canada. And St. Joe's was one of their manufacturing points. I don't remember. I haven't looked at this in a while, but this is going to be, I mean, just a gorgeous machine. The filigree and everything on it is just spectacular. Matter of fact, I can probably give you a better view of it if I. See if I can grab the camera real quick. Just show you a closer shot of it. Yeah, it's a pretty good shot right there, actually. And you can just see with all the work that I do on here, it's gotten rather dusty just being down here in the workshop. But you can see right on top here, made in Canada. And I believe it's badge marked somewhere else as well, maybe on the rear of the machine. It also says made in Canada as well. But they produce some incredible machines. Also, the beauty of Canada is Canada also was the finishing point for a lot of the machines that came out of the Kilbowie, Scotland factory as well. A number of those machines were finished in Canada. They didn't do all the work over there in Scotland. They ended up sending them, oftentimes adding motors and other things like that to the machines as well when they came out of Canada. But it's a beautiful machine, just a little bit of TLC and workshop magic, and it's going to be an absolutely spectacular 1591. Boy, my workshop does get dusty, doesn't it? Yikes. But you can see why the customer needs wiring. Look at that wiring there. It's quite a mess. Well, thank you again to everybody for kind of popping on and joining for this live stream. And I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. And thank you again to Emma that provided the webcam. Thank you to Paula and Emma for making everyone feel welcome. As I've been busy doing different things and showing you different things, I know that they interacted with a lot of you, and we really do want you to know that you're welcome. We love it when you can either join us for a live stream like this or join us for one of the premieres. As a matter of fact, Saturday, I'll be doing a premiere in the morning, 8 o'clock Central Time, 8:30 Central Time, 8:30 Central Time. And I'll be showing you some shots and some progress, kind of the before and after of that 1911 Singer Class 66 that I just finished for, hold on a second. For Barb Regan, I just finished that Class 66 for Barb Regan. So, as a matter of fact, she'll be coming on this coming Monday. She's a local lady. She'll be traveling about an hour and a half, I think it is, to come pick that machine up. So, oh, you betcha. It's a pleasure. I'm glad you could join from Ontario. Yeah, fantastic. Well, and the red eye, exactly right, Paula. Exactly right. It's a red eye. And I've done some posts of that on Facebook already. So I know some of the folks on YouTube, they don't do Facebook. So I'll be re-showing some of those photos, and then also showing you a real close-up of the machine as well. And I just finished doing sew-offs on it as well, and I did post some pictures on Facebook of the sew-offs of that 66 as well. If you can imagine, this machine is being set up as a treadle. So it doesn't have a motor, it doesn't have a hand crank. Turning the balance wheel like this with my finger, literally, I was able to go through 3 layers of protected full grain leather. I posted that on Facebook. And I told the customer that today over the phone, and she was like, "You've got to be kidding." I said, "No." So yeah, the Class 66, when it is running at the top of its game, it's just mind-blowing what you can go through. Even just turning it, like this. It's kind of silly, but when she comes on Monday to pick it up, I'll see if I can maybe live stream it. That would be fun, because she said she would love to be in the workshop when she comes to pick up the machine, and for us to actually do some sew-off. So maybe on Monday, and I know some of you might be working, but on Monday, I'll see if I can live stream when she actually comes and picks up the machine, and then we'll crank off some sew-offs on leather and other things like that. And you can actually be a part of that as she's in the workshop, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, thank you, Paula. Thank you. Yeah, and that's the thing, even with this featherweight back here, behind the Canadian machine, you can take a machine that is just has an awful patina, an awful finish, and if there's enough paint left on the machine, part of the problem with this featherweight, and I'll show you, is again, this is going to be a special Christmas gift that Brian's going to give to his wife. And all in all, the decaling is actually, yeah, you can see it. The decaling is actually, all in all, a little bit faded right here, but the decaling is really in spectacular condition on this featherweight. But when you try to do paint matching, like see if I can show you up here. Up here, right near this area here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you, but this is all the way down to bare metal up here. And when you get down to bare metal, I can do touch up on it, but it's not gonna blend perfectly. And the problem is, as soon as I hit it with clear coat, it polarizes any flaws even more. So I explained to Brian, I said, like these areas right here where you can almost see, it almost looks like it's gold. That's actually down to bare metal. And so even as spectacular as the decals are on it, what I'm going to have to do is I have to prepare the surface, repaint the entire machine, mask everything off, and then lay down brand new decals on this. And yeah, even back here, this I could probably use a process to eliminate some of this crackling, but even here, the crackling would, some of it would probably show through once I clear coated it. So since this is going to be a very special gift for Christmas for Brian's wife, I decided instead of doing it, can you put a hand crank on a treadle and use it either way? The answer is you can add a hand crank, and they've got hand cranks now that instead of mounting to the side of the machine, like a lot of them do, here, I can show you. Most hand cranks traditionally are going to mount to the side of the pillar, the right side of the pillar, and then you're going to crank them, to operate the machine. They've got some now that will actually, if you take off the stop action on the end of the machine, the stop action is this. Take this piece off right here, you can actually screw them right onto that threaded point, and you can crank the machine that way as well without mounting it, because obviously the Featherweight isn't set up with a mounting point like a lot of the Singers, where you could bolt it to the side of the pillar. On the Featherweight, the only option you have, and they do sell them out there, some of you may even have them, you just take off the stop action, and then you can attach the hand crank right to the end of the balance wheel right there. So that's another option as well. But you can certainly do it. You can certainly do it with a treadle, and it's a lot easier, with a treadle, because a lot of those treadles are going to be from a period where they automatically had those spoked wheels. And for most of the hand cranks, you're going to need that spoked wheel, because that's what this goes into right here. This little piece right here goes into that between the spokes, and then as you turn it, it's moving that spoked wheel like this to operate the machine. So, but you can certainly do that. With any machine, as long as it has a mounting point. And I've had some friends that will, you know what? I don't disagree with you, Sharon, at all. I think I call them sewing scars or battle scars or beauty marks. And that was a thing, wasn't it? In the 40s and 50s, a lot of the women would add, almost like a Marilyn Monroe thing, they would add that little beauty mark to their face because it was a beauty mark. So I don't disagree. I think the crackling, I think anything on a machine can speak to the amount of use it's gotten, which translates to the amount of love that's been given to that machine. But because this is the thing I've learned over the last 20 plus years of doing this is I have all different types of customers, and some customers they're only looking for function. They don't care what the machine looks like. There's others that want function and beauty. There's others that want perfection. And from what Brian has said about his wife, she likes perfection. So that's where we had to settle with, she wouldn't look at the machine the way we look at it and see it as a badge of honor and see it as a beauty mark. She would see it as a flaw. My father used to, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, my father used to call folks like that, and no offense to Brian's wife, because everyone's different, and all my customers are always right, just so you know that. But he would call them folks like that scab pickers. You just start to get that blemish or whatever that's healing over, but they're not happy with it. So they start picking at it, and then all of a sudden it's bleeding again. And there's, you know what I'm saying? So, I think Sharon's right. I think it is a badge of honor on the machine. I think it talks about the character. I think it talks about the uniqueness of that machine. I think it talks about, it tells the stories of how that machine has been used. Even the machines that, like on that recent 66 Red Eye that Paula and I were talking about a little bit, that I'm going to present to you on Saturday morning. That had little scratches all over the arm on the top of the machine. And all of you already know what causes that, right? When you see all those little scratch marks on the top of the arm of the machine, type in the chat. You guys know what it is. Just seeing if anybody types it in. Otherwise, I'll just tell you. Oh, a peacemaker. I apologize. 27. Yeah, why not? No, Paula, are you saying you'd like to add the crackling to your Singer 27, or what are you saying? I didn't follow that. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, a peacemaker. Okay. Quick answer before the text disappears, because we're having a lot of great interaction, which is great. So, a peacemaker wrote that when she's trying to wind a bobbin, that her needle is moving, even when you disengage the stop action. Right. That's typically an issue with one of two things. On the inside, like on this featherweight here, when I disengage the clutch, I've got just a little bit of movement, right? And in order for that balance wheel to move freely without the needle moving, on the inside of the balance wheel, if you loosen this screw and take off your stop action, you'll want to clean the inside of the stop action, the retaining piece that's on the inside. And the other thing is, make sure that the little metal ring that's on the other side of this, make sure that the little prongs on it are pointing out. What happens sometimes is when someone takes off the balance wheel to, say, put a new belt on, what they'll do is they'll reinstall that little retainer. It's a little metal ring that has two little prongs on it, and they'll end up installing it with the two prongs pointing in. The two prongs need to be pointing out, because what happens is when you turn this stop action, it compresses those two prongs, and it then engages the main shaft so that it turns the needle. So make sure that the prongs are pointing out, and then just clean everything. Clean everything from the inside of the stop action, the retainer. Clean the inside of the balance wheel that makes contact on the inside of where this rim would be, where the belt travels, because that'll get stickiness on it. And that's why when this is turning, it's grabbing that stickiness, and it's causing that needle to turn instead of just turning the balance wheel. See how sometimes if that and this is only 11 pounds, but this gets heavy after a while. It's crazy. So when this is disengaged, it's turning nicely right now, right? No needle movement. You can see that. But sometimes it'll grip a little bit, and then what happens is it'll start to grab that. See how it's moving now? And this machine has not been finalized or cleaned yet. So I've taken off the motor and everything, and I'm inspecting the wiring, but I haven't done a service of the inside of that yet. And what I did do, though, is I took the stop action off. Guess which way those prongs were pointing on this machine? They were pointing in. And that's part of the reason it wasn't functioning well either. So I lost track. Pin rash. Yes. Yeah, exactly right, Steve. Right. Exactly right, Stephen. Exactly right. A peacemaker. Yep. Emma's spot on. Paisley is spot on as well. Susie is spot on. And if there's someone else that said that above there, I apologize. It's already scrolled. But but exactly the seamstresses and tailors as well. They would put that wrap of cloth around the arm and then they would stick their pins in it. And again, that's a you would never catch Brian's wife doing that because that machine will be it'll be used, I'm sure, but it's also going to be, I mean, she might wear gloves when she uses it. I don't know, but it's going to be she's going to handle it with kit gloves for sure. So, but yeah, there is a lot to learn. Absolutely. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Emma. Yeah, yeah, and a lot of you know a lot of people do. I mean, you can make the simplest of errors. I've shown a couple of times in still shots. I don't think I've done it in a premiere. That would be an interesting thing to live stream. Is showing probably not the whole thing, but showing some detailed servicing on a Swedish beauty. Because I had one lady that had seen some still shots I posted when I pull apart the raceway area on the Swedish Beauty, partly because the retaining plastic plate that has that metal band on it will have the thread that eats into the back. Remember seeing that before? Where I'll show you the gnarly little tooth marks on the back of there, and it's catching the thread, and the thread is breaking. They're like, "What's going on?" And she just decided to go too far. She took off the mounting plate as well and didn't mark where she had taken it off. And then in the same process, rotated the balance wheel. So she threw the timing off on the machine. And then what I did is I think I was on the phone with her for like 2 hours. I walked her. Oh, is Dr. T there? Oh yeah. Hi, Dr. T. Welcome. Those of you that don't know Dr. T, that Emma and I don't remember. Yeah, he was in the last premiere with Paula and Emma and myself and others. Dr. T is Dr. Zakar Nayak, and he's from Finland. So right now it's the middle of the morning there. I don't know what time it is. Dr. T, what time is it by you right now? Dr. T, go ahead and just type the time if you would, where it is and what time it is in Finland right now. I think it's like around 3 a.m. or something like that, isn't it? Oh, how interesting. Okay. Paisley is writing that she worked with large knitting machines in a textile mill. I don't think I've ever seen the movie Norma Ray. Has anyone else seen the movie Norma Ray that Paisley is talking about from Canada? Well, I'm not getting a response from Dr. T for whatever reason. So I will check it out. I'm just curious. Oh, it's a good movie. Emma's seen it. Okay. Oh, I think I just quick update here. Oh, Sally Fields is she's a great actress. So it looks like my other, just to update you guys real quick, it looks like my other UV light is gone. I've got one UV light that's going to Arizona, and the other one is going to be going to Kentucky. So these two UV lights that I offered you guys, one is going to Arizona, one is going to Kentucky. And if the person from Kentucky would be kind enough to send me the mailing address you want it to go to, that would be great. Yeah, send me your address in Kentucky and I'll make sure it gets to you. Also, I hope they don't mind me sharing it. No, I can't share it because it's going to show their phone number. Forget that. Maybe if I tap it. Oh, there we go. That worked nicely. So my friend from Kentucky is working on a 101 right now. Oh, thank you, Susie. Susie is saying it's about 3:45, 3:43 a.m. in Finland right now. Thank you, Susie, for looking that up. So my friend from Kentucky is working on a 101 right now, and I'll just show you a picture of his machine. Try to show you a picture of his machine. And again, that's a machine that my friend Steve, that's Steve. Steve Armstrong from Kentucky is working on that Singer 101 right now. And we've done a couple of 101s that have come through the workshop. And I have a 101 right now that came from our dear friend Mary out in Washington State. That's quite a ways down the line, but I'll get to that eventually. So that'll be cool. Yeah, so as I get more of these UV lights, because I know that folks find them really cool, I'll let you know. And if we do a live stream or something like that, I'll give you an opportunity to text me again and try to scoop one of them up. But the two that I had are gone now. One's going to Arizona, one's going to Kentucky. So cool. All right. Well, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, it's going on about 8 o'clock my time. But I'm glad that with your patience first of all, and with some help from Emma in getting me a great high definition streaming webcam, and me upgrading to this new laptop, I think we got a working solution now. The feedback you're giving me is that it's night and day from what we had before, and it seems like we've got a working solution now. So we'll have to do more of this. And even if I just decide to reach out and we just chat like this about different things, you present different issues, and our forum, we've got a great forum, and that's the thing that I hope you get loud and clear. And I think it's part of the reason that so many people like Andy Tube, and they like Alex, my friend over in the UK, is because all of us as supposed experts recognize that we're still students. And it's in forums like this that we can get together, and you all of a sudden see that evidenced so clearly, where people from all over the country, all around the world, will jump in with great ideas, great suggestions, great insights. And they demonstrate that we've got a forum here, whether it's a live stream or whether it's a live chat during a premiere like we'll be doing on Saturday. We've got just an incredible wealth of knowledge that all of us can pool together and learn from each other, right? That's the real beginning of wisdom, is when you recognize you don't know everything. And I know that I don't have a lot of spare time. You guys know that, but I will pop onto other channels sometimes, and I won't name names. I won't name anything, but I know that there are some folks out there that are doing similar things to what I'm doing. And they, boy, oh boy, they just think that they are the gift from heaven to the VSM space because they have all the answers. I don't spend a lot of time on those channels because I think the key to us making this channel everything that it can possibly be, and getting better and better all the time, is because we all come together and we learn from each other. Am I right or wrong? I mean, I can give you some of my expertise, and I can give you some insights into things, but it's when we come together in settings like this and we learn from each other, it just shows the strength of what we have, doesn't it? I think it does. I hope it does. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Loving to learn. Absolutely. The love. There was I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a guy, but what A Peacemaker wrote that I think is spot on, and others have said similar things. Um, the key to any format is learning and sharing. And I know a lot of that happens, and I badmouth the groups on Facebook all the time. I'm sure they hate me, especially the VSM groups. And he's always bad mouthing the VSM groups on Facebook. Not all of them are bad. It's like a broken clock. A broken clock is right twice a day, right? But there are some bad groups on Facebook, and there's bad groups at other places as well that they dish out some real bad information and some misinformation and some just downright they're just wrong. So just be cautious as you navigate the waters of other places as well. Just walk in with both eyes open, and don't be afraid to challenge folks. When it comes to ideas that they're propagating, because some of those ideas can be dangerous to the user of that machine, and some of the suggestions that I've seen pop up on some of those Facebook groups can be damaging to your machine as well. So just be a discerning student teacher as you step away from this space to other spaces as well, and educate them as we learn things together here. As you learn things through some of the videos that I post and some of the premieres that I present, learn and then share, learn and share, learn and share, learn and share. I mean, that really is what makes the world better. And you can also not just learn from me, but learn from everyone. I'm pointing at my computer now. Learn from everyone in a live stream like this. Whether they're in Canada or whether they're in Arizona, whether they're in Kentucky, whether they're over in Finland, we can all learn from each other. And then we can take that learning and share it without any hindrance all over the place. So, well, this time of the night I get a little. I haven't had dinner yet, so some of you know that are in my inner circle. I forget to eat sometimes, and you'll sometimes send me a text. Have you had lunch yet? Have you had dinner yet? I haven't had dinner. I think I had lunch. I'm trying to think what I had for lunch today. Maybe it was soup. Yeah. But y'all have a great evening. Thanks for jumping on this live stream. Thank you for stepping out of the shadows and for sharing your knowledge. I never finished my thought. Any of you ever hear of a guy called, and he since has passed away, ever hear of Leo Buscaglia, an Italian guy that just wrote some great books and did some great funny presentations as well that I would listen to, and this is dating me, I would listen to on cassettes in my previous car. But he said, yeah, that's a brilliant statement as well. A peacemaker. I love it. We're given two hands, one to receive, the other to give. Excellent statement. Used to hear Leo Buscaglia, the Buscaglia. I'm probably saying his name wrong. If he has a widow or something like that, she's saying, "Thanks for referencing my husband, my late husband, but you got his name wrong." But anyway, Leo used to say, "A day's wasted if you haven't laughed, if you haven't learned something new, and if you haven't found something or someone new to love." And we share even a love for vintage together here, and also a love and appreciation for each other and the unique gifts and talents that we all bring to the table. So I'll sometimes post a little thing at the end, a little smiley face, and I don't know emojis real well, so hopefully I'm not posting the wrong one, but it's kind of a smiley face, and it's got like a little heart little circle of hearts is what I meant to say around it. But I really appreciate all of you. Many good thoughts to share. Absolutely. Yes, this is live. This is live, Dr. T. This is live. And the camera I got is actually was a gift to me. See if I can show you what camera I'm using. The camera I'm using was a gift to me from Emma. And this is the actual camera box here. So that's the camera that I'm using now. But the real kicker, because I had tried to use, I've had this camera for about less than a week now that Emma sent me. I tried using it with my old laptop, but my old laptop, when I tried to go live with it, it just had the circle of death, you know, going live, going live, going live, going live, going live, but it never went beyond that point. So what I did is I picked up a different laptop, and it has an i5 processor in it with a lot better video card in it. So I think that that was, along with the great camera that Emma sent, that was part of the magic in us being able to get, and I'm looking at my screen right now, to be able to get this quality of video. And I don't know what the audio sounds like, but the video quality is fabulous. So hopefully you're able to hear me clearly as well. And but we'll do more of this now that we have a working solution. I'm just seeing if there's any other notes that I want to acknowledge before we end the live stream. Audio is good too. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Emma. Okay, great. Super. All right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna end the live stream now, and I'm surprised, and maybe I missed it in the chat because the chat was moving fairly rapidly at one point. But I don't know if you guys remember way back when. It's been many, 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 many months ago. I met a gentleman that acquired a Husqvarna, or as Hans would correct me in saying, a Husqvarna. He acquired a Husqvarna, and he was desperately looking for the black cams for his machine. So we became acquainted that way. And he ended up, his name is Mike. They live on the East Coast. He's a retired FBI agent, and his wife is now the deputy director of counterterrorism for the FBI. She's way up there in the ranks of FBI. And I've gotten to know them a little bit, gotten acquainted with them. And he ended up sending me a couple of gifts. He sent me this shirt, which is kind of fun. Apparently they wear these at the academy when they do their physical training, kind of like we used to do in the Army. And then he sent me this. Where is it? He sent me this mug as well that I haven't used it yet. Well, I'm using it right now to hold these little glass containers. But this is the mug that he sent me as well. But again, it just goes back to the stereotypes when you hear about people that have been in a job like that. You know, they're cold, they're heartless, they don't care, they're not thoughtful or anything like that. But I had mentioned to him, just as we were communicating with each other, you know, that at one point when I was much younger, I was going into college, I was studying pre-law and all that kind of stuff. And I had wanted to look at maybe going into the FBI or Secret Service or something like that. But because my uncorrected vision was below the grade that they were looking for, I didn't qualify. And I said, well, you know, it'd just be neat to get something from the FBI. It'd be kind of cool. And then all of a sudden, a week or so, no, probably 2 weeks or so later, I get this package from the East Coast. And it's from him and from his wife, who is currently working with the FBI. And it's got all kinds of goodies in it. See what I'm saying? People just surprise you. You should never jump to any conclusion. You should never jump to any conclusion in prejudging someone, no matter where they are in the world. It's kind of like when I lived in Germany. I went in with an open mind and open heart, and my experience there was so much better than it would have been like some of the other soldiers that went there, you know, with, well, I'm an American, you know, blah, blah, blah. So part of the great thing of doing good people everywhere. Absolutely. A Peacemaker nailed it. At least I got a shirt. Thank you, Dr. T. Yeah, I got a shirt. And I do exercise in this shirt sometimes too, but life has that, doesn't it? You have certain dreams or expectations, and life will lead you down a different path. And if you take that other path with a sense of optimism and a sense of excitement and joy, that path that you went down instead of the other path that you really wanted to go down can just be as sweet and as rewarding and as much of a blessing, going down to the, kind of the Robert Frost, two roads diverged in a yellow wood. You want to go left, doggone it, I want to go left, but life takes you to the right. Embrace it and celebrate it. And then all of a sudden you get even a greater joy out of life. So at any rate, that's probably a good way to end, isn't it? Yeah. Celebrate life, celebrate people. Look at this little forum that I just decided to pull together impromptu. And now we've got a wonderful friend from Canada. We've got a wonderful friends from all over the US. We've got a wonderful friend from Finland. And with that, thanks again for jumping on. If you're able to join me for the premiere on Saturday, by all means do that, 8:30 Central Time, okay? You guys take care. God bless you. And thanks again for joining the live stream. And thank you to Emma for being a big part of the solution to allow us to be able to do that. So take care, everybody.